Hi everyone, in this video I'll be doing an unboxing of the Scythe Mugen 5 Black Edition CPU cooler, which might be the world's first unboxing for this cooler. Now this cooler is not a brand new design. The Scythe Mugen 5 has been available for a few years now, but they've just revamped it with the Black Edition, which basically means the whole cooler is colored black now. And it does look very nice. You can see the packaging is also way more premium than the other Scythe coolers I've unboxed. Now on this side you can see the Scythe website as well as the Scythe customer support email as well as these cooler specifications. It does support all the modern CPU sockets, so you can cool pretty much anything with this. And this cooler does have a 120mm fan with a height of just 154.5mm. And on the bottom you also get some warranty information, as well as on the front here you can see there's also the DTG logo, which is the distributor for this cooler in Indonesia where I am. Now on the other side you also get some features like the excellent RAM compatibility, because this is an offset asymmetrical cooler design, which is pretty standard these days for most high-end coolers, as well as, like I said, this has an optimized tower size which is just 154.5mm, so it should fit most cases that you have, and it shouldn't have any problems fitting in a wide variety of cases. Now let's open the box and take a look at what the cooler looks like as well as its accessories. So the box itself is actually pretty high quality, and the packaging style is really nice as well. It's definitely not as nice as an Noctua cooler, but this also doesn't cost as much as a Noctua cooler, so that's kind of expected. It's still very nicely packaged and it doesn't have any plastic, so it's still gonna be pretty eco-friendly. Now you can see the fan itself is also all black, just like its Black Edition branding with the cooler, because this is the typical Scythe KZ Flex 120mm fan, but this is now all black even with the corners. And it does feel really high quality because this fan feels really solid, and it does have quite some heft to it. It's not a cheap fan by any means. It does feel really like a high quality fan. And as you can see here, the specifications on the back as well. And the fan does have also black wiring for the power cables, which does extend all the way to the fan hub, so that looks really nice. And it does have some sleeving as well all the way to the connector, which is also colored black. Now for the cooler itself, you can take a look here. It's inside this other packaging, which you can open up, and the cooler itself is packaged really well, so I don't think it should have any damage from shipping at all. And I must say, this does look really nice. The black paint that they use on this cooler is really uniform, and it's also really nicely finished. There isn't any blemishes or any silver that's kind of left unpainted on this cooler. Honestly, I think the finishing is really up to Noctua level. It's really nice to look at. Even the heat pipes are all painted black, so there's nothing that's left except for the base, which is obviously unpainted. And the heatsink is all super nicely colored as well, all the way to the insides. There isn't any blank silver spots, and they even color the screws and the mounting hardware on the cooler itself. So the attention to detail is really nice on this cooler, especially once they also put the faceplate on the top, which covers the top of the heatsink fins and does have the Scythe logo, which is silver. And I think it does bring kind of like a nice contrast to just show the logo. And again, this cooler looks really nice to me. All the black coloring on the heat pipes on the inside of the fins are also really uniform, and somehow they got into the crevices and the small corners inside the heatsink really well as well. So I really think the finishing quality on the Black Edition cooler is Noctua level. And for the copper base plate here, it's also nickel plated, as you can see, and it does have this piece of plastic that you should peel before installation, which reveals a really shiny base that seems to have been machined in a circular pattern. And it does look really nice, and it should contact your CPU really well as well. I'll see about that when I test this cooler in a system, but here you can see it's also offset just like they promised. The whole point is that so that when you put the fan on, it doesn't block your memory modules, and it does leave some space for you to use really tall DIMMs that might have RGB or whatnot. And again, here's what it looks with the fan installed. Well, kind of. I haven't put in the mounting hardware, which we're going to take a look for a while, but it does look really nice with the fan installed, being all black. Now for the mounting hardware, I was really excited to see the screwdriver actually, because the normal Scythe Mugen 5 has a red screwdriver, and I was really not expecting them to also color the screwdriver black, because that's a really nice attention to detail there. Even the handle has a Scythe logo and a black coloring, which is super nice to see, and this is definitely the nicest screwdriver that you'll ever get from a cooler, at least from my experience. Even Noctua screwdriver is not as nice as this. And for the installation manual, as you can see, it does show everything you need, just like all the included accessories for installation over here, and also how to install it for the different sockets for CPUs that are from Intel or AMD. And it does also warn you to remove the plastic and show the direction of the fan as well as the airflow direction as well. And also this BIOS configuration that shows you have to plug in the fan and configure the fan profile so that you don't have any BIOS fan warnings. Now you also get the instructions to install for Intel HEDT platforms over here, which is pretty simple because those motherboards usually have a built-in backplate that you can just screw in your cooler. But for the typical Intel desktop platform here, you do need to use the backplate, which is easily installable, it looks like, and as well as on the AMD systems as well, you do need to use a backplate and install the brackets. Overall, the installation process from my experience with Scythe coolers has been pretty good. It's really pretty close to noctual levels of ease of use. They really nailed it down with this type of installation. I think it's super easy and it's really beginner friendly. Now for the backplate, as you can see, it's also really solid and it's colored black as well. Even the fan clips are colored black. And I think that's just a really nice attention to detail that, you know, they don't provide you with any silver accessories for the cooler so that you don't disrupt the whole black edition stealth black coloring of the cooler, which does look really nice with everything being all black. It looks different compared to a noctual cooler with a cover, for example, or putting a cover that's black over a silver cooler, just like on the Scythe Mugen RGB cooler that I've reviewed before. But yeah, with this cooler, I'm just going to try to install the fan and show you guys how does it look. Well, there you go. That's how it looks with the fan installed with the fan clips, which are also black. This is a really nice looking cooler, I must say. The top cover looks really cool with those heat pipe covers, and all black on everything looks super stealthy and really nice. Even the mounting hardware, as you can see, the screws for your installation is all painted black. That's super impressive attention to detail again. Even the brackets for the cooler as well that you mount to your motherboard are all black. So there's literally nothing left on this cooler that's silver painted. It's all just stealth black, which looks super nice. It's all matte black and it's gonna be really nice looking in an all black PC build. I really want to build with this in an all black PC, so I'll see about that. Maybe I'll put it on my system and it should look really nice because I'm using all black components in my system as well. But yeah, that's how it looks. And also, I forgot to record this, but I'm just gonna add this now as a cut because I'm way too excited. But here's the thermal paste, which also, funnily enough, uses a black sticker on it. And of course, the paste itself is still gray. It's a normal paste. It's not like they're gonna change the paste color to black, but the packaging of the paste is black. So that looks really nice as well, and it's really cool to have that. Now let's test the noise and airflow of the fan. I'm just gonna plug it in here to my test power supply. And there you go, that's how the fan sounds once it's powered up at full speed. It's really not that loud. It is quite a high speed fan, so it does make some noise, but it does also move a lot of air. And being a tower cooler, of course it does blow a lot of air from the sides as well, which is pretty normal, but overall it still pushes a lot of air out the back as well, so I think the fan does have enough static pressure for this heatsink. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing of the brand new Scythe Mugen 5 Black Edition cooler, which is probably the first unboxing video for this cooler. It does look really nice, and the performance itself on the typical Scythe Mugen 5 cooler is really good as well, so I'm really expecting great things for the performance as well. I don't think the black coloring is going to affect the performance at all, but we'll see about that because I do have a silver Scythe Mugen 5 that I can compare to, and I'm going to do a cooler roundup as well. Oh, and don't mind the black color on my hand. It's not from the cooler, it's just a bit dusty. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.